Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So we're coming up to crunch time again, and this is the previous double top that we had here early in the year. So this is in February, and you can see we had that double top, broke to the bottom, and obviously had quite a long downward trend. We've got a very clear crossover of all the moving averages, and we now have a crossover of the oscillators. This is bullish. So we need to get above this area, which is 45.93, which is the exact number, but I would round that off to 4600. Above 4600, then we're looking for the all-time highs. If we start drilling down through the time frames, there's one other bit of critical information that we do need to take into account, and that is that break. So I'm not sure we spoke about it yesterday, but pretty much there is the channel, or should we say flag, and now we have a break. So you are looking for a pullback to buy off, and that is the closest pullback, which would line up with the trend line break, as well as a previous breakout. You can see a little bit of structure here. Oscillators at the moment are a little bit worrying because when they sort of in that direction they cross over, typically you have a fairly aggressive move. If you look here was the move to the upside, crossed over quite far apart, and let's see how we moved. So pay attention to your lower time frames. Right, so yesterday was a bit of a struggle to actually get going and commit to the trade. Well, for me anyway. I just want to fine tune this for me a sec. Yeah, that would be what we're looking at. Okay, so the reason why I say very difficult to commit is firstly the oscillators were kind of all over the place, and then you had a bearish cross here of the moving averages. So we just hovered along the 155 before getting this exhaustion bar above. Hindsight, I suppose, take a trader there with a stop below, but trend line very close, so kind of get cold feet. Well, I do anyway. And at the moment, we are looking for the pullback. We do have a crossover brewing, so I would expect a retest of that crossover, and there are a few micro levels here you do need to pay attention to. Okay, so it is a little bit of a zone. I just want to get it exact. Right, so that zone is 45.60 and 45.65. So either a pullback into this area, which would get us long, alternatively a sort of a range structure, and then we're looking for a decent break of 45.93. So 45.600 is probably the better way to wait for this. Get above it, come back, test it, hold it, and then that gives you your confidence that you can start moving to the upside. If we look at the 15 minutes, which is kind of what we should be doing for this trade, you can see all session below the 155, and then we got this pin bar off pretty much nothing, to be honest, and acceleration. Then we got the retest of this area. So we have had a bit of a retest of this zone here. We had an attempt at this area with that pin bar there, but that to me was more of the break of the trend line. So you can see the break of the trend line, retest, and then the rally. So by using the 15 minutes, you'll probably get a bit of a different micro level in place as well, because there is one more level here at 45.76. So 4600 is your first target. That is clear as daylight. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see us just range and then squirt up and then come off to find structure to the downside. You're looking for the opportunity to buy into this. 15 minute has crossed over, so that could be a potential trend reversal. Your line in the sand to the downside is pretty much the lows of yesterday. Let's just get back to the hour. So you can see the lows of yesterday. That would get us moving back to the downside. At the moment, higher high, higher lows. So you're looking for another higher low, and you could probably draw one more trend line here, and that's kind of the structure that I would have in place. So yeah, first port of call is pretty much at least 45.65. If that doesn't materialize, then you're looking to see what happens at 45.76. If you do get an opportunity here, it's a tight stop for a target at 45.93, wait for 4600 to be 4600 to be tagged. Once that's tagged, there should be some kind of a pullback onto the closest structure. That normally happens off the big round numbers, and then you'll have another opportunity to buy into it. But it's definitely looking like a buy the dips. Clear 4600, and I'm holding on for the all-time highs. We'll probably tag that, more than likely tag, bounce back, and then have 2 or 3 attempts to get through. And if we do get through that, then we're on our way again. Anyway, that's kind of my view for today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.